Hello friends, it's me Pato. Today I bring you another tutorial on how to paint miniatures. Today I'm going to be painting Karlina von Karstein from the Soulblade Gridlord's army for Age of Sigmar. And let's get right into it. We're gonna start with a heavy dry brush of Runelord Brass for the armor. We want to cover all the surface that we can with a heavy dry brush, making sure to reach all the places that we can, trying to be as even as possible. I recommend giving it maybe 2 or 3 passes just to have a good coverage. You can use other types of metallic paints, but I like the Runelord Brass because it gives it that old and ancient vibe to the miniature. While the armor dries, I'm going to start working on the base. I made these little crystal thingies to give it a more ethereal vibe to my characters, and I'm going to show you how you can paint them. We're going to start with a base of Nagaroth Knight, giving it a good cover. 1 or 2 passes should be enough. Once your armor is dry, we are going to make another dry brush, this time with Retributor Gold. We're trying to get all the high edges bright as possible, so it has a little more royalty to it. You can go as light or heavy as you want. As long as you do it properly, you should get a nice golden hue to the armor. Back to the base. Once your Nagaroth Knight is dry, you're going to do a dry brush with Genestealer Purple. The idea is to work towards the brighter shades of purple, so it looks like it's more kind of glowing crystal. And while that dries, we go back to our main focus of the miniature and paint her cloak with Nagaroth Knight to give her that royal purple color on her cape. Make sure to give it 1 or 2 passes, just get an even color, and it should look great once it's dry. Once your cloak is dry, you're going to get your ink by darkness, and we are going to give the cloak a heavy dry brush, trying to work from half the cloak towards the edge. This is to give it a new shade that works with the purple. I just stipple the color into the cloak, trying to avoid getting paint into the recesses, so the purple tone is still visible even with this new coat of paint. Once your ink by darkness is fully dry, we're going to take Cavalry Ink and work with another dry brush, this time keeping to the edges of the cloak. Again, you can go as light or as heavy as you want, as long as you avoid the recesses, so you still have your previous coats of paint visible. For the skin, we're going to paint the flesh with an off-white color. Red is a good option, but you can use whatever paint that you desire. And while it dries, we go back to our base and work with a lighter shade of purple. We're working with the Demonic Flesh, which is a slight gray, kind of purple, and just dry brush and light brush just to get all the sharp edges. And we paint the rest of the base, which was previously painted with Drying of Sight. We give it a coat of Mournfang Brown. And for the final accents of the base, we do a dry brush of Karstein. Once the red bone is fully dried, I go back with Ultron Gray and kinda highlight the edges of the face just to give it a more defined look. For the sword, I tried something new this time. I gave it a base of a light blue I use Calendar Sky this time, just as a base to have a nice gold undertone. Doing my best to avoid areas I already painted. I use Flesh Terrace Red and Warp Lining to paint the rose plant details on her sword. I'm not quite sure what that is, but some dark colors will work once I finish painting the sword. Once everything is dry, I use Rune Fang Steel to paint the rest of the sword. I add some final details to the face using Pallid Witch Flesh, and I give the armor a heavy wash of Agrax Edge. For the details of the face, I use Ink Down Druchii Violet to have that on the feeling of sickly pale flesh, and I give the sword a wash of Moon Oil. That's still the old recipe, so it may look different when you do it. While we're on the washes, I use Drakenhof Nightshade to wash the cloak, giving it a beautiful dark blue tone. Once your Drakenhof shade is fully dried, go back to your Sybarite green and do your drivers again just to get the details back. And this is it. That's how I painted my Karlina von Karstein, and I think it ended up looking really well. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have tips or if you think I could do something different to make it look better. And I'll see you on the next time. Bye bye.